try to make the best decision as a human, not just for yourself or selfish reasons, just for humanity.
One vote might seem as insignificant, but it is important.
Understanding that in numbers we have strength.
Everybody just needs to understand that their vote matters.
I'm J.R. Smith, and I'm voting because my voice matters.
I'm Udonis Haslam, and I'm voting because the power is in the people.
I'm Cody Zeller, and I am voting because it's my right as a U.S. citizen.
I'm Miles Bridges, and I am voting because my life matters.
Voting's important to me because just so many people who sacrificed over the course of time, my ancestors, so many people who didn't have the right to vote. Just to be able to say I did something, and that my opinion and my voice matters.
When you look at any of these individual issues in communities, whether it's Jacob Blake or George Floyd or Breonna Taylor, what's clear is that the decisions about what happens in local communities usually sit in the hands of elected officials, whether it's the district attorney or the judge or the sheriff. We get the leadership that we choose.
Being from Florida and understanding the importance of the state of Florida, in the process. As soon as I got home, I wanted to make a priority to get right to the polls, right there and vote, because those are the things that we've been pushing while we were in the bubble. So I wanted to make sure we keep that momentum when we get outside of the bubble. And Florida has a lot to do with the outcome of the voting situation. Let's just say that.
One of the things that makes our country unique compared to other countries is that we do have a say in who our leaders are going to be. And, one vote might seem as insignificant, but it is important for everyone to vote. As I hear about some of the policies, it really affects my life. It's not just picking between which two people are my favorite. My dad had open heart surgery when I was in high school. So he has an aortic valve and a pre-existing condition. So that's one of the hot topics for me and my family is making sure that he's able to get health insurance.
The country, we're going through a lot right now, so it's important for everybody to get out and vote. Everybody just needs to understand that their vote matters.
Do your due diligence, honestly. Just do your research. Take the time. Take this very serious. It's not something you can just walk in and breeze through. You have more candidates than just the Democrat, Republican options that are giving you. It takes time and consideration because it affects a lot of people. It affects all of us.
Understanding that in numbers we have strength. In numbers we have strength, people. So it's going to be hard. We're getting misinformation and confusion, but we have strength in numbers.
I was asking guys who's voted, who's listed, making sure guys are registered. At the end of the day, that's where it starts. I have to encourage people in my community, my friends, my family, making sure starting right there, and then hopefully they can pass that along to somebody else.
My role in the PA is working with the players on their philanthropy and their social impact, and a big part of that is civic engagement. I don't think that we were surprised to find out that that not all of our players were registered. I think it was somewhat what we expected. No matter what you do as it relates to registering for people to vote, it's one man, one vote, one player, one registration. And we sort of methodically began doing that about this time last year.
I would say who helped me get out and vote were my teammates. They're very on that. My coach, he's done a great job of getting everybody to vote. He's very involved with our Swarm to the Polls voting. He's
been great throughout the whole summer. Making it a big point to vote and especially get the young guys registered and educated. He really preaches to us to be a complete person, not just a good basketball player.
They were a big help. Michelle Roberts, she knew to talk to when it came to talking to the mayor's office and the mayor. And it was just very, very inspiring to have the backing of the Players Association more than anything.
The way we think about arenas are gathering places for a lot of us, or for all of us actually. They're anchors in a lot of the neighborhoods and communities, and specifically for JR. Even though the Prudential Center is no longer a place where basketball is being played, it sits right at the center of Newark. It's a part of his experience living in Newark, and he knew that providing it as a safe, accessible place for people to come vote was important. And he wanted to make sure that his neighbors and family members and community could have that safe place.
Me being 40 years old now, I'm really starting to really understand all the different ways of voter suppression and systematic racism. And for me, I was largely voter suppressed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think my vote even mattered. You're not having voters conversations with your friends. You're not being educated on voting in school. And then when you do get old enough to vote, how do you pick somebody that you vote for? How are you comfortable with the person that you're endorsing? Those are some of the things that, you know, I wasn't aware of and that I had to educate myself on. So now that I have this platform, it's time for me to pass that information along.
At the end of the day, I'm bigger than a basketball player. So I can honestly say I didn't take it as serious or look at it like that as I did in the past. But obviously everybody matures, you know, at their own pace. So I'm just happy I'm on the right side of it.
Everybody has a voice. No matter if you play basketball or what, you still have a voice. And just because you play basketball, you can't just limit somebody to just one thing in life. I feel like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Paul and all those guys, they've done a great job of setting the standard for us younger guys. And you see guys like Malcolm Brogdon and Jaylen Brown, they've definitely taken the torch. So we just want to follow after those guys. What gives me hope is just everybody is starting to get involved now. Before, it would only be like a certain amount of guys that just speak out about it on Twitter or Instagram. But now I feel like guys are taking to the streets.
I mean, I think it's great to see. You see the change coming. You feel the inspiration within so many young people who have voices and know they have voices and know that their voice means something. I think social networking alone has just been so connecting to everybody to where we actually feel the pain and hurt that so many people go through. It's not just one city or one small town or one small community. It's a whole world out here where a lot of people feel the exact same way.
Unified, collectively, in numbers, bringing everybody together. It's been proven. It's been shown that, you know, we can do it if we all do it together. So that's the most encouraging thing to me. Watching everybody come together in the bubble. You know, that's the first time that I've been in this league 17 years that I've watched everybody collectively on one platform use their voice for the same common goal. And that was amazing for me to see.
You know, one of the things I found really interesting is how excited the first-time voters are, right? That they're able to sort of step out there and not just step out there on their own and vote, but take their colleagues with them, take their family members with them. I think what we have done in our league is make voting a part of what it means to be an NBA player. And I think every rookie that walks into this league at the draft will know that even though the election is behind us, that they'll need to register too. And I'm proud of them.